Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and I am here in kind of gray, gray, cloudy, a little bit drizzly winter's day in Eugene, Oregon. The mountains are stunning. The fog is kind of fascinating. It kind of reminds me of what's really happening with the veil right now, that the veil is thin and we are able to connect with our intuitive side or senses even more deeply right now. So the Sagittarian new moon at 20 degrees, let me read a little bit, just some notes that I took. So I cover everything for the foundation of this reading is it's about dissolving density, which we know as the veil is thin. We can just walk right through, or we're getting downloads easily, effortlessly through our dreams, through just meditation, just being somewhere and being receptive and allowing. We're noticing the sense of separation, which is not real. We know it's not real. And we know so many things that were told to us that we were conditioned to believe were real are no longer truth. It's about being idealistic, intuitive, seeking your own truth, being or standing in a place of justice, interconnectedness with all living beings, and expansive thinking, but in a grounded way, right? Which is what I try to emanate in the meditation that I offer before the reading, if you follow along with that. So it's a great time to create new intentions. So start thinking about that even before the new year. Start now. And the good news is all planets are going direct, all the outer planets are going direct January 1st, 2024. So a lot of things that may have felt like you were just in Groundhog's Day and they just weren't moving forward or something wasn't happening that you wanted to happen, just know there may be a shift in that, in how things play out there. And then we have a furry little friend that you may hear some sounds from. She's joining me today. She has decided that she'd like to be present, at least for this part. And so I invite you now to just get into a relaxed place, whether you're sitting, lying down, on a cushion. If you're in a chair, bring your feet to the floor. And just come into the most relaxed position that you can find for yourself. I've made an offering to the bones, and this is an opportunity now for us to align with our intention so that when we blow into the basket, we are also aligning with these sacred symbols to give us guidance. All right. So a couple of last nice deep breaths. Holding for a second, letting your chest expand, and then exhaling. Knowing that that is activating the vagal nerve. Bringing oxygen to the brain and allowing us to expand our conscious awareness. And one last time. In through the nose, hold, and if you can take in a little more, do that. And then exhale. Through the mouth, relaxing the jaw, the head, neck, and shoulders, allowing the tailbone to sink even further or deeper down into the cushion or the chair or the bed that you're lying on, wherever you may be. And then imagine a brilliant white light that comes down from the heavens and anchors you even deeper, all the way down to the center of the earth, to the core of Pachamama, this iron molten core, this brilliant, emanating, life-giving energy, this heat. Feel that sense of the iron molten core at the center of the earth. And then know, as that builds and as it flows back up through your central channel, it activates naturally your first chakra, the color red, your hemoglobin, the red blood cells that carry your life force, as above, so below. So just know this intention of bringing the fire of the earth into us activates all of the chakras so that all of our chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. Literally activating, opening, expanding, allowing a movement through the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white, and beyond, because it's expanding out into our field through the central channel into our toroidal field. And again, that toroidal field is interconnected with all toroidal fields of all things. So just start to feel that interweaving. It's like this is the part of this is your piece of the flower of life, right? Front and back, balanced and aligned, in flow. And we are activating our I am presence with the idea of I is for intention. You are allowing an intention to come up through your heart so that it is heart-centered, not ego-centered, not like I want to big red Cadillac or whatever, but it's for something deeper than that, right? Beyond the material things, the I am. So the intention in that I am that I am. A is for attention. This is where we're putting our attention right now in this present moment, in this reading, in our heart. And now that the heart is aligning with the head or the mind or the brain, and or we are feeling a sense of coherence. It's pretty simple. So now that we're in coherence, we are allowing M in the I am to be the holo movement that is a part of all things too. Everything is moving. This is one thing we know for certain. Everything is moving, growing, changing, transforming, always, always, and always. So just allow the heart to sink more deeply into those awarenesses and allow your heart to open. Feel the gratitude and appreciation for the gift of this wisdom to come through a divine source. And just feel that softening. Or just notice whatever you're feeling. Maybe you're still feeling agitated, revved up from the day. But just know that these words that I'm speaking are true and simple, and they are stating basic functions and forces of our universal life force, our universal awareness of the I am that the soul came to experience in human form. So now let's create a sacred circle. We're calling in all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Sit in this sacred circle and getting chills. Feel yourself being activated in this circle so much greater beyond the presence that you have here, right in this physical space. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. To all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the seen and the unseen, the magical and the mystical, the named and the named, the known, the unknown. Come and be with us. All those working for our greatest benefit and behalf, for the greatest benefit and behalf of all who ever see this, all who ever share this, and all who ever share it through just the essence of their being, having heard this information. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our ancestors sit in the sacred circles, bring us guidance, clarity, wisdom for the question that we hold in our heart that we would like answers, guidance, or direction for. So all of our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life, transcended, and are now here working on our behalf, right? Co-creating on our behalf. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. Past, present, future, all timelines and multiple dimensions of time and space. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. As we sit now in the sacred circle and I rattle just a few seconds to assist us in going even deeper into our own alpha and theta state, right? Beyond this beta state of waking, but allowing the vibration, the sound, the frequency to support us in aligning to a higher dimension. Come and be with us. Woo! I'm getting chills today. Whew. So I hope if you have joined me for this meditation or invocation, that you have felt it too. And then now I'm going to ask you, along with me, to blow into the basket with that intention 3 times. Thank you. And for those of you that have watched or read my newsletter over the years, you'll know I'm segueing from that. I feel like I know I don't, I get too many emails and maybe don't make or take the time to read as much online as I used to. I am segueing this into having people come to the YouTube page to see these readings because I feel it's more experiential and it is more exciting sometimes than reading, kind of going straight to the heart, right? So as I said, I'm going to shift over now to the the overhead camera, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, wow, it's a beautiful spread. I love how everything has moved out. There's a lot of space around everything, and then you cannot see these because they've gone off the cloth actually, but we have shaman, we have shaman, and the great mystery, and the great mystery is turned down, so it's like the great mystery is within you and the shaman is here. Be your own shaman. You are your own healer, right? Healer, heal thyself. And I would say with these, by these pieces being off to the side, it's about the sense of expansiveness that we're all experiencing right now, whether you're aware of it or not. This is actually what's happening in the greater context of our understanding of our reality of this earth-based human experience. So let me dive right into the piece I like to look at first, and I'm going to scooch this down a little bit so that you can see it. Now this would be, if you were sitting across from me having a one-on-one reading, this piece would be pointing toward you. and it's really beautiful. It is open and pointing towards you, and the first piece it is pointing toward is a little tip of a deer toe. And this deer toe is all about innocence. Innocence and the awe and wonder, that childlike wonder that we all have and we come into this world with. So yeah, so this might be good to see exactly what's going on here closest to you, because I'll focus on that and then I'll try to go to the center. So the piece that is actually closest to you is mother. So we have an ancestor. Our mother is right there next to us. And there's something about this timing, this new moon also, that is really inviting us to look at our blueprint, look at what it is we came in with. And it's in a very external way, right? Like, even though this is a new moon and it's about creating or planting new seeds, right? New ideas, new thoughts. There's something about the work that we do in the world that is really asking us to be expressive of, right? To be expressing, to be out there, and do it in a manner that is of balanced mind. And then we have a coin here. We have Venus. So what's important about that is, in fact, this is touching Venus, and that Venusian energy is about abundance, money, truth, love, beauty, right? Or how we express ourselves in a loving way. So all of those pieces, this is like really what's here. It's like our hands outstretched to ask or to receive information about that, the greater work in the world. And also throat chakra. So interesting. So I decided I was on a little adventure to Ashland area, Ashland, Oregon, and I found a beautiful little bead shop. And one of my pieces had broken that represented the chakras, and so I got a new set. I found some lovely beads. So this little piece is all about the throat chakra. So expression of self, right? How are you expressing yourself? And this is interesting because we've got two pieces here. We've got the other sitting on top of a chakra here too, a second chakra. And Mars, this Mars energy that is all about action, moving forward, transition, shifting. And the other is on top of that. So, whether it be your spouse, a work partner, just anybody, and someone you're having an interaction with, you don't have to have a deep relationship with them, but you can be aware of the other. This is interesting because I remember Pam now speaking about how some of this Mars energy would really be creating a sensation for us to want to react quickly to something around now. And her advice was to, rather than do that, to just stop, take some breaths, or just slow the interaction down so that you can really tune in and ground yourself rather than just be reactive. So it's about creating ceremony in order to have transfiguration, a transfiguration in your life that may have to do too with soul retrieval. I feel like, planetarily, we're actually experiencing soul retrieval right now as a collective, because we are regathering, repowering ourselves, right? Recharging ourselves with information that is key to and for our evolution, this transfiguration, so that we are literally transforming, changing, transfiguring into a new being. And I also recently read something that was really powerful about, it was an astronomy finding talking about the the shifts in the solar activity. Now we think sometimes of like, oh, that's just the sun, things have been going on forever. Well, yes, they have, but not in the ways that they have been currently. And these solar shifts, we have to remember that this solar energy, this expression of who we are, even our sun sign, whatever your sun sign might be, who we are in that sense, like I said, this outer expression of self, remember that is shifting our frequency. This is so clear here. It's about shifting frequency. It's like having a rebirth through the information that is gained from this soul retrieval, experience of soul retrieval, because really anything, whether it is physical, mental, or spiritual, emotional illness, or discomfort, or dis-ease, is of some kind of power loss, right? And then we don't have balance. So we are regaining some of our power through this wisdom that we're gaining from soul retrieval right now. And through especially if you make it conscious, right? If you're consciously aware of information that's coming in now for you, to have that aha, or to have that awakening awareness, just to get that little clue, right? Maybe it's big, the clue by four, I call it. If you get the cosmic clue by four on top of your head, it could be something really big. But as we are shifting and changing, not just because we have this desire to, but because we are being influenced by the sun and the rays of the sun. In fact, we have it coming up here. We'll see what this says. To us on a frequency level. So it could be very subtle, but it is happening. And what I wanted to say about the greater sense of it, the greater sense of the sun or the solar influence, is that, and this is the sun here, it's probably, just notice how it's affecting your creative forces, your creativity, your sense of creativity. And, but it is the precursor to, if you follow along with global, what's happening globally or cosmically to us as a species, and the planet as its own entity, right? Its beingness, is that the sun is showing us, is leading the way in this evolutionary process, right? In this transformational process of evolution as we move into fourth dimension, right? So this is why many of you are feeling like, what is going on here? I feel like I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what year it is. There is no time and space. This is what is happening, right? These are the major influences affecting and allowing us to feel this expanded state of consciousness, so that we are starting to feel that sensation of being multidimensional beings, not just doings that walk around and want stuff, right? See if you can see how long you can go without wanting to consume something. And you'll understand what I mean. You'll find a deeper level of understanding, so that when we start creating, we make our focus, what can I create versus what can I consume? We will start to understand this evolutionary process on a much greater scale, right? And we've got another ancestor here. We've got a grandmother on your father's side. So your father's mother, or your grandmother, your paternal grandmother. Yeah, and here we have the collective right there, exactly what I was saying. And we have the ancient ancestors, the masculine on the father's side. We have the ancient ones there. We have actually it's the men, the masculine, on your mother's side, right? On your mother's side. So that's a beautiful experience here. And they're wide open, right? It's really, this is the belly of the shell of the cowrie is open. And then here is grandfather. So that's a beautiful pairing. Paternal, grandmother, grandfather, great ones, and father as we come around the circle. allow me to shift this a little bit. So we started with mother, and now we're coming around to father. And all this energy, this movement on your father's side and your paternal lineage is about introspection, really exploring, understanding, developing your relationship with your star nations, your greater family, right? And this is key. This is really key to abundance. So I know that's a question for many right now, with things changing and AI coming in. How are we going to create work, abundance, financial flow? And yeah, you might be feeling actually at a fork in the road with that. And if you are, call on your father, especially if he's passed and he's across the veil, or just tune in, connect deeper with your father. He has wisdom, no matter who he is and what he's done. He may have wisdom for you there. And then this little triangle, a kind of pyramid shaped triangle, is about the third eye. It's your third eye chakra. And so that's interesting that it's right here in the middle. I'm just kind of contemplating that. And the timekeeper is right next to it. And we have a pointer pointing toward it. And this idea of receiving, right? You are protected. You are divinely guided. It's sacred. At the beginning, we had a piece here that was about ceremony. So if this is a ceremony, or if you create more ceremony around this beautiful time of the new moon, and you're sitting down and writing or contemplating what new seeds you're planting, this is the perfect thing to be doing right now, because it's creating more sacredness in your life, right? And the great ones are here, the divine feminine, on the earth here, in this earth-based skin that you are inhabiting. But what's really key is, something about being grounded, being a part of the earth. Bringing, we've got two Buddhas here, which is really interesting. Third eye facing down, panther, or Buddha. This represents both here for me. This other Buddha, is really saying, go within. It's important not to forget about this inner reflection, time for inner reflection. And then we've got on your mother's side, your maternal great ones. So this is a beautiful pairing here too, right? Father, mother, the greats and the great, great, greats, all here supporting this idea of, you came here, you made a choice to be human in this lifetime, and really looking at what is unfolding for you now. What's important, I would say, which is key again here, being physical on the spiritual journey, is to also have vision about the future, looking out into the future beyond time and space, and knowing that what is key with that is to finding what you have passion for, right? If you're planting new seeds, looking at the new moon, looking at the new year coming up, really tap into your heart and see what it is that you feel passionate about. And then I'm going to slide this up a little more to just mention that we've got this piece of red coral, which is about it's first chakra. So again, passion, first chakra, creation, right? Grounding, life force, give yourself, create time, create space, put energy, feed your passion, right? Feed your passion and ground it, because we've got sea lily here, which is all about rooting whatever it is you want to see blossom into the lotus at the top, is to have those roots really grounded, right? And then if you're feeling any kind of, something's in the way, a little bit foggy, that's what the shell's representing, just a little bit of interference or fog. What's important is to speak it out loud, right? Especially, as I said, with this transfiguration that we're all going through, this transfiguration is about speaking it. Talking stick is right here, really, really saying what's in your heart, what's deep inside your soul, because especially around what I wanted to emphasize with the Saturn was this is Saturn. So it's about structures, authority figures, father figures, it could be government, anything like top down. Some things can be good. Sometimes we need structure to give us direction. But what's important to know is much of what has been our foundation or structure is now changing and really needs to. So just know we've got Uranus here right on top of the lock. So when I said I saw the key here around emotions, water is a huge aspect of what is going through elemental changes right now. And we are mostly water. I think we're 99% anatomically water. I mean, if you measure muscle and tissue and all that, some people say 75, but chemically, on a chemistry level, we are 99% water. So the intelligence of water, I would again tell anybody who's interested in delving into that more, check out Veda Austin's work. It's mind-boggling. It's wonderful. Take her master class. It's super affordable, and you will get connected to such an incredible network of people, all on the same path about the intelligence of all life and this expanded state of consciousness that's around us at all times, right? So if you're feeling what is locked up, just know whatever feels out of reach, locked up, inaccessible, is going to come through truth, whatever, the sword of truth somehow, but it's going to come sudden and unexpectedly. So just know that it's not going to be like predictable. It may not. And it may come suddenly, unexpectedly, and in bam, in a really powerful way. So that is really beautiful. We've got third chakra here right next to you. So here you are facing down. So like I said, it's really mirroring what I said about power. It's this regain of power. We have the ancient ones on your mother's side, the maternal ancient ones. DNA is changing. We know we're all in a massive Pluto return, but make a wish about home, what home really means to you, the home within, the truth about home, and the heart, right? So power and the heart. Bring all that power into the heart, and you will be amazed at what will come through, right? The truth shall set you free. That's what I would say about this configuration. In fact, it'll bring you to a place that is all about a divine union with the self, with your own heart. Marry yourself. For any of those going through a breakup, a divorce, I remember when I went through a divorce, I did an incredible, beautiful sacred ceremony of marriage to myself. This is like saying you are marrying God, right? You are marrying the God self, the higher self. The love of your life is you, right? Is way beyond some person that we make up has the answers to our life. Now, granted, some people do help us and support us through into this place of deeper self-love or self-reflection. So it's not to say that isn't valid too, but it is not the end all. It is just one lifetime that we're having with this person, possibly multiples. We obviously have been with some people multiple times in our life. But just to say, really, ultimately, this experience of evolution that we're all going through, transfiguration, is about embodying the Christ within the self, or the Christ itself, the God self, right? Or merging with spirit, right? Becoming one with all things, with the oneness that is everything and is the creator. So we're learning to co-create, and we're moving forward into, this is Pluto. Yeah, I said Pluto return, but it must have been Mercury that I saw back there. Again, it's about the communication, expression, and this huge transition. Pluto is all about change that we absolutely have no control over. It is happening in the greater picture, and we've got the moon, and here she is, the beautiful moon. So this new moon, really tap into your personal feminine energies, the softer. Maybe, you can still take action, but you can do things like take a bath, take a hot tub, get a massage, do something loving and kind, something that has to do with self contemplation, right? Or just being kind to yourself. and hence you will be kind to others, right? Especially at this time of crazy buying presents. I don't know. I am so far from getting wrapped up in all of the craziness of holidays and the selling of a holiday, whatever that means, that it really doesn't affect me in the same way. But I know that it is something that I'm just aware of, and I just choose not to plug into it. Not in that way. You can still be loving and kind, gift people with, you can have gratitude and appreciation. And some of you may have still religious beliefs that are important to you and are part of your reality structure. And so, just honoring that. It's all about the gratitude and the integrity that you have in honoring and appreciating. The greater vision, we're coming back around to the beginning. It's just about really what we're moving forward into is a new vision of the future, a new earth, a new world. Yeah, and really opening up, being aware of things. Make a wish, move forward. That's like a double 5 here. 5-pointed star, the 5 on the dice, the vision, movement, creativity, third eye, your deeper levels of intuition that I spoke of in the beginning. And as we come back and spiral into the center, here we have the eye of God. I just love that. The eye of God, right? What if you were seeing through the eye of God? With whatever challenge you have right now, whatever agitation, disruption, distraction that you're feeling, you could call on your star nation, the great ones, the greats, the great, great, greats, especially on your mother's side. And here is Jupiter. And just know that Jupiter is really working on our benefit to cut through, right? This spiritual, when you feel like you're on the hamster wheel, know that it's a spiral. We're spiraling through space, right? And this is your grandfather on your mother's side. So great ones, grandfather, all looking at cutting away. That's really being amplified at this time right now. Jupiter is really supporting us in this moment of pause, right? New moon's a little bit like a pause where things are happening underground, but we're not seeing them above ground yet. And so just trusting that, what is overseeing everything is that oneness, this eye of God, right? The eye of God. And what's important in order to, you say, well, how can I tap into that? How can I really develop or deepen that within myself? This is rattle, and it's all about calling in. That's why we rattle in the invocation, right? It's about calling in. I'm going to zoom out here so I can get a bigger picture for you. Calling in or calling out in order to receive what it is you are seeking, what your heartfelt passion is really wanting to draw in. And one thing I'll just say, I don't know, just because it came to mind here as I was looking at Jupiter, what might be amplified for you right now too is this is Bear, and Bear Claw is all about introspection. So again, going within, reflection, taking time through all the crazy and busyness. But this is a little medicine piece here. This little shell represents, making medicine, making an amulet, a pouch, something that would be beautiful as a gift for yourself. This holiday season is to gift yourself with your own medicine bag, your power, or to find maybe there's a pendant or something from a loved one or a guide or a teacher, and you would wear that around your neck or put it in a sacred place on your altar. But this is what we're moving toward, and this is what maybe we are not seeing how it's going to play out in the bigger picture right just yet, but that it is the seed that's being planted is the eye of God. It's fascinating. Fantastic. And I want to just thank everyone for joining me. I hope some of that information was helpful. And I'd like to end by closing with a little bit of rattling, just to close the circle. and bring all of that in, trusting that whatever beauty, brilliance, and insight that we have received, whatever blessings have come our way through this reading, not only benefit us, but benefit all those we come in contact with. In full faith, so be it. Aho. So thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful holiday season.